The greatest digital network in the world is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is Facebook for money, right? It's Google for money.
Bitcoin is an incentive for cooperation on a global scale. Granting digital private property rights to all inhabitants of the Earth is a huge step forward towards a safer world. Citizens around the world now have a trusted network to coordinate their lives, as opposed to the chaos of fiat currency manipulation. The unprecedented freedom created by Bitcoin is a revolutionary change that will be felt beyond our time. With the prospect of preserving capital forever, new possibilities can be imagined, and its potential can be realized over several generations. Do you want to make generational wealth? Then go with Bitcoin. Before you start the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. The great thing about studying Bitcoin is that you won't really understand money until you see perfect money. So Bitcoin takes you down the path to the theory of money. Then you'll start to understand what bad money is and why it's bad, what good money is and why it's good. And that will lead us to investment theory. It's like when you buy a bunch of stock in a company to save money. You're not saving, you're investing. You're taking risk on the stock. So, you're starting to understand the difference between saving and investing your money. Once you understand investment theory, you start to understand asset theory, the difference between a commodity and a security. And in this case, it's a good investment. And then you start to understand the difference between commodities and scarcity. So all the investment theory, economic theory, and monetary theory that comes out of your understanding of Bitcoin will make you realize that Bitcoin is just a better idea. It will also help you make investment and savings decisions, navigate geopolitical currency markets, and understand why governments collapse and why hyperinflation happens in one place and not another, and how you can protect yourself and your family from this. Bitcoin makes us stronger. If you look at all the currencies in the world, the strongest currency in the world is the dollar. And so everyone has a weaker currency that is either collapsing or is on the dollar pattern. The euro is more or less pegged to the dollar. Singapore, the dirham, most of the good currencies, the Swiss franc, etc., are more or less pegged to the dollar. And so the bad currencies, the weak currencies, the peso, the naira, the Egyptian pound, the Lebanese pound, the Turkish lira, collapse against the dollar. The best way to think about currency depreciation is to look at the S&P index. If the S&P index grows at 12% per year, that is the rate at which the dollar money supply grows. So the rate of return, i.e. the rate at which you have to make a dollar investment profit to become poor, is probably the S&P. This is the cost of capital, and it is a good indicator of the rate of expansion of the M2 money supply in US dollars. So if someone suggests making 3% after tax by, buying 5% of bonds that yield 3% after tax, that's underperforming the cost of capital by 9%. You get poorer by 9% every year. So anything that doesn't beat the S&P makes you poorer in dollars. When you invest in the S&P and your money grows 10% a year with the S&P, you think you're getting rich. No, you're just staying rich. You're still as rich as you are. So over the last 4 years, the S&P is up maybe 13 or 14%. The Magnificent 7 is up 25-26%. They've doubled. This is not so. It's obvious. Nvidia, Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Meta are all outperforming or underperforming the S&P. So 1% of companies are generating most of the profits. The other 98.99% don't really generate much profit. Bitcoin doubles the Magnificent 7. So, in terms of the answer, what's Bitcoin's answer? If you want to beat the S&P, you need something better than a typical good company. A well-run company will be the one that's best at keeping up with monetary inflation. The largest digital network in the world is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is Facebook for money. It's Google for money. That's all for today. Tell us what you think in the comments section below, and don't forget to like this video before you go. Thanks for watching.